I'm
Hi,
recording.
recording. So
Greetings, good recording.
you'll all first notice that I have grouped you into folders. Um, this was more for my thing than for anyone else's because I see all of you all the time. But I've also added in things like if you have any animals or if you have any NPCs with you. Although for the Witchers, you did just recently leave Quirk behind, but I'm not going to take away your. I'm not just going to delete your NPC. Exactly, but you're gonna add all of your guys' followers in as we go, so you can actually use them. Um, do. Oh, okay, and there's also the adopted, which I think everyone should be able to see that folder, which are the draft horses pulling your carriage, brunch, and now, depending on who's recently said the word Kazan's animated armor. What, the animated armor? Yeah. So where last left off, you had all explored the tower to its fullest, delving into its secrets, which were not much. You did find out a little bit about Van Richten, as well as Esmeralda, your new friend, who was Van Richten's apprentice for a long time. She's now a full-fledged monster hunter on her own. You also have a head. I don't know if anyone kept that as a note. Do you have the head of someone that you found in the tower?
We didn't leave that fucking thing in the tower.
I'm pretty sure someone.
Well,
brought
as
it,
the last,
So we asked.
yeah, you guys had to bring it out of it. So did you just leave it outside of the tower?
No, we brought it with us. Walker has it. Walker has it.
So there you go. You have the head.
Correct.
Yes, that is. If so long as you are keeping it in the box in between uses, you can speak with dead every 5 days with it rather than every 10 days.
We'll have lots of time to think up new questions.
Bit about that.
He's essentially information on Strahd if we just know the questions to ask. We asked him 5 questions, but there's no guarantee that having it doesn't cost us it costs us one of my spell slots to ask him questions. And if he happens to have information, bonus. And if he doesn't, we've lost very little, especially if we do it at the end of the day anyway.
Yep, that's fair.
And 5 nights from now, it can be the evening's entertainment.
Yes, it was Jan. Let's see. Anybody else? So, Witchers, I've added your stuff. Else had anything added? Oh, also, the Raven Queen people. You now both of your because now the riding course that Esmeralda borrowed without permission. Was given to Karth. And Alan's stats are also up there now for you. Harold.
Still can't interact
Awesome.
with the token for some reason.
Let me have a look. If anybody has trouble interacting with the token for whatever reason, or any of their sidekicks aren't working or anything like that, just let me know. I will
God
happily
damn,
look.
Alan has a strength of 18.
He's a warhorse.
He's a big boy.
Fucking big. Get him better barding and not bad.
It's the problem with
Fun.
him being like a spectral horse. I can't like buy him new things because then if he disappears, the new things are just gonna like fall to the fucking ground, aren't they?
I would
Or is it-
say, I'll give you this. If you, because let me look up. It's find steed, right?
Yeah. Ah.
So find steed. 10 minutes instantaneous. I would say if you were to you know what, we'll say it this. We will let you, for if you want to add something on to Alan, you'll have to pay the cost of whatever it is. Obviously you have to purchase for him.
Hmm.
And then we'll say I'll think about, you'll have to essentially upcast Find Steed again to bind it to him. So maybe at like 3rd or 4th level or something like that. I'll have a look.
Okay.
And also remember, he is a celestial, which I didn't finish his, unfortunately, but it does give him some bonuses.
Also, while you're thinking about things to get for Alan, horse armor costs 4 times as much as normal armor.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be
Which is
cost
wild,
effective
'cause
to
it
buy
only
Alan
covers,
armor.
like the head and body. Like human armor tends to cover arms, legs, torso, maybe even your head, but horse armor is like half of the head and their back,
Maybe the front of the legs if they're lucky.
if they're lucky.
What, you don't
But,
want to
like, again,
spend
it's bigger.
6,000?
It's still more metal, but 4 times as much feels mean. But whatever.
It's 4 times as much. And I've heard, because I've looked into this before. So the reason why it's pretty, the widely accepted reason, there's 2 widely accepted reasons. Is one, not as many people make barding. It's a far more specialized skill set.
Yeah, you're paying for the craftsmanship, really, aren't you?
And on the other side of it, it is simply one of those things that just kind of has to exist as that's where the game is showing a little bit. Because there are certain animals that if you buy barding for, they become broken as fuck if they suddenly have an 18 AC.
Shout out
So,
to giant spiders.
yeah, no, there's certain things that get real wacky. Which, so that's sort of the game showing a little bit. Which happens.
That makes sense.
And to be perfectly honest, D&D's pretty good at not showing the game a lot of the times and stuff like that. But that's one of the times it's just like, now we have to nerf it somehow, just make it expensive.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to balance something for the sake of balancing it.
Yeah.
Plus, like, 4 times cost is only an issue for low-level characters or people stuck in Barovia.
I mean that you're not
Like, if we
wrong.
were level 7 in any other D&D game, we could drop 6K on plate mail for Alan easy at this level.
100%.
But we're in fucking Barovia, where there's a very limited amount of money.
You
Yeah,
do have
Emerald has,
a
20 gold and that's it.
if you ever get back to him, you do have a smith on hand who could probably do it for you
That's true.
if you were to bring him the
Well,
materials.
We'll think
Barter
about it in the
economy,
future, I suppose.
bitches.
He was supposed to what? Well, I'm going to ask you 2 questions. One, do you remember what he was supposed to be sending you? And 2, You guys didn't exactly. You guys. We addressed this a very long time ago, but when we first met up with Quirk again, when he finally found you all again, he brought up the fact that he would no longer be playing messenger, flying alone across the land of Barovia, hoping he would see you somewhere along the road to drop things off.
Hey, in defense of this, I remembered what I was making, and I got told to stop making it because,
No, they're still making drugs.
Oh, I meant
No,
the
poisons
plague.
to try and murder an entire town.
Oh yeah.
Maybe the drugs are the problem. Maybe we should have started with everything else and then made the drugs.
Alright.
I mean,
So-
presumably a different person's making the to the people making the drugs.
And as far as you're aware, that's what's happening. Okay. So from here, I guess you guys are headed out, yeah?
Yeah, I'll bounce.
It is going to take you. Again, we're not going to worry about distance too much because I don't like the distances on here. It's going to take you about 3 days to get to Kresk from here. So about a day will get you. It depends. You could theoretically push. We'll put it this way: you could push all the way to the bridge, but you will have to travel a little bit at night. Otherwise, you're kind of stuck at.
Mm.
You know what? That's not a 3-day travel. So that's, and then after that, you'll have either another full day, but then it'll change what time of day you arrive at Kresk. So what would you all like to do?
Yeah, gotta go fast.
All right.
No reason not to.
So you're gonna push on to the bridge.
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead. I need 2 people to tell me how they're helping you get to the bridge. The first one during the day, and the second one after night falls. Who would like to go first?
I don't really have many good stats related to travel or tracking or anything, so maybe I should set this one out and let someone
You've
else
got
have
to
a
be
go.
creative with it because otherwise it's literally just whoever has the highest survival stat. every
Yeah, no,
single
it's just it
time.
can be. You can use
Hmm.
any. You do not have to use survival. You can decide any of your good skills and just tell me how.
I guess I could use intimidation to frighten the horses into traveling faster. I don't know. That's
I mean, you could use
You are
intimidation to keep.
You are an actual knight in actually shining armor. You could roll intimidation just to make sure we don't get fucking accosted on the road.
Yeah, that would 100%
That's true.
be something. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll scout ahead with Alan then and
I'll be
just
right
I'll just stand there menacingly.
Oh shit. Tear died.
Brr-up-up-up. Oh, what an absolutely horrendous roll.
Okay.
I'm very intimidating. Everyone be afraid of me.
The local bandit populace be like, someone's wearing something expensive.
What's
Mm.
everyone's passive perception?
18.
14.
Uh, uh, 10.
14 also.
14 also. Okay. I'm surprised. I'm always surprised at how yours isn't higher. Uh, um,
Oh, you have advantage on perception, right,
Oh yeah, deal with
it
smelling and everything. What does that do to passive?
it would give +5 if the advantage is applicable.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, so if
that would apply to a passive perception because that's all. So add 5 to that. 20. Okay, so Karth and
actually
Freya.
I'd like to take back my input actually. I wanted to have the highest perception.
Too bad.
Who also gets
Damn.
this?
Tier.
Oh, because he's a Witcher.
Damn.
Okay, so the Witchers, which makes far more sense if I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, and Karth. The three of you, Karth, you see movement off in the shadows. It's pretty far off into the woods, but occasionally you catch the glimpse of something moving, the flash of an eye, like just glinting off the what little light there is here during the day in Barovia. And then from there, you also, on the flip side, we'll say, the Witchers, you both smell. You don't see it, but you start smelling wet dog. Maybe mixed with what could only be described by you, Freya, as rotting blood. Potentially. Oh, Tyr nods. Tyr with that. Tyr would also, with this passive perception, would also smell this.
Karth is gonna pull up alongside whichever vehicle.
Hey, what is your marching order? Freya's in the. Well, you might need to be driving now. We've moved a lot. A lot of people have moved to their own mounts. So let's see. Karth is on a horse.
Karth is on the horse. The horse's name is Carrot, by the way, with a K.
Nice.
Like it. I like it. So Karth is riding Carrot. Tyr is riding his horse, whose name I forgot. Apollo. I will add that right. Forget again. Well, you guys were thinking of getting rid of at least the carriage in the next town.
Well,
No, there's your cart, but there's also the carriage.
Yeah, the carriage belongs to Ismark and Irina, doesn't it?
No, it belongs to you all. It belonged to the house you all inherited
Oh,
in Barovia.
right. Oh shit! So this is actually the third horse Karth owns.
Technically, yeah.
Karth has such a wealth of animals. Oh, right.
You can smell them. They are following you, but we need to know. So I know Tyr, Harold, Karth are all on their own mounts.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Grog, are you riding Brunch?
Yeah.
Grog is also on a mount.
What's the movement speed on a pig? 30.
which puts literally just you and Walker, the only two in the carts themselves, in the vehicles. Your NPCs travel in the cart. The Barovian NPCs travel in the carriage. So it depends on where you're at. Same with you,
Historically,
Walker.
Walker's been driving the carriage or shotgun on the carriage.
Well, you're driving now. And also, I'll say, at the end, bringing up the rear is Esmeralda in her
Spectral carriage.
Yeah, with her
Uh,
illusory horses.
Karth is going to pull up alongside our carriage and motion to Walker. We're being followed.
Shocking. By who?
I don't know, but they're faster than They're faster than people should be because they're keeping up with us.
You said you were the carriage, so you're both in the carriage. That's fine. You're riding shotgun with Walker.
Stop trying to jump.
Tell them we're a cat-only caravan, and she like very much knows this is going to wind Apto up, but like just for the lulz.
Tell them we're a what caravan?
Are you telling them a cat-only caravan? Are you telling them to fuck off or to start some shit?
I believe the vibe.
Okay.
I believe this is what is colloquially known as "come and have a go if you think you're hard enough."
You think you're hard enough? Fucking.
So, all right, Freya. Persuasion or intimidation, it is up to you.
Well, would Freya have advantage because Walker is also shit talking?
Walker just kind of, if I say Walker was just like, oh, tell him this, tell him this.
Walker is backseat sassing.
Yeah, Walker's backseat sassing. It's not quite the same. But with a 17, okay. Let me roll for group morale here. Okay.
Can we assume that Harold has just doubled back on himself and come back to the carriage at this point?
Oh, yeah. No, everyone's sort of, we can assume the group's sort of tightening up.
Yeah.
We can assume the group is sort of tightening up here. Yeah, the smell fades away a little bit. It never fully goes away, but it does get a larger distance.
I mean, that's pretty funny.
I mean, I pretty much assume we're being followed at all times. What we're here, to be honest.
I mean, yeah.
Well, the fact that they've backed off rather than come to us suggests that they know they can't take us.
It would have been fun to try anyway.
Oh, absolutely. We can only hope.
Okay. So, who is next for As It Gets Dark to push on?
I've got a bit. I don't have any warlock magic left, but I still got these empty spell slots. Could I sacrifice my how many fucking spell slots do I have? 1. Could I use my spell slot to just perform a warding ritual via Arcana?
Oh, so just some like good old fashioned like witchery.
Yeah, some like hedge magic.
I'll
Kind
allow
of
that.
thing you could find in a book in the library.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why not? I'll tell you what, you
Magical
can if
warding
you,
for dummies.
God damn it.
I was gonna say before you rolled, but
Oh.
it's okay because I said it and you rolled. But next time, let's not be as quick. If you spend 2 spell slots, you can have advantage.
I don't have 2 spell slots.
There you go.
Well, actually, hold on. I get my spell slots back on an hour's short rest.
No, you would have to use them both at once.
Okay. Well,
okay.
it's a 7. It's not a. I read the book a really long time ago.
It's been a minute.
For flavor, as Karth is casting this, Walker is just sat looking at her. Like, she starts off not really paying attention, but as the ritual goes on, she looks at him more and more, like gently confused about what the fuck he's doing.
Is it like actually informed hedge magic? Or is it like him half remembering a bunch of things that are actual spells and just kind of jamming something together?
I think it's the second one. At the end of the ritual, I think the only thing that happens is that like a bunch of mushrooms just start growing out of the ground around Carrot's hooves.
Walker
You
just
do that, right?
Walker's just
If you want a spell to summon mushrooms, I know one that's at least 3 minutes shorter.
if you wanna get back into casting, I could just Walker is like rubbing the base of her horns at this point. He's like, I can help because I feel like there was equal chances that you would grow mushrooms and you would somehow manage to blow us all into another dimension. And I'm happy this is the way it turned out, but maybe next time. Maybe let's collaborate a little bit.
Yeah, the power to blow us into another dimension would at least be useful to have.
Yeah, maybe there'd be better people to steal from in that other dimension. No one eat those mushrooms. The only mushrooms I know about are ones that will kill you if you eat them.
Yeah, you know, I've eaten a lot of stuff in my life. The stuff that you just slapdash together and has now been run over by the cart, not high on my list.
Also, I appreciate the offer, Walker, but I feel like you and I have very different magical backgrounds. I'm not sure I could do magic the way you do magic.
Anyone can do magic the way anyone can do magic if you hold your mouth.
Paylor accepts all people. So
Okay, but not every person who worships Paylor can cast spells.
very true. However, until you've had a chat with him, how do you know? Just putting that out there.
It's divine magic. You just gotta, like, either be buddies or grovel hard enough. It's one of the two.
More or less.
Okay.
I don't like it, but it's more or less accurate.
So you make it part of the way between the intimidation and the first failure, and between this. You make it part of the way to... Oh my god. What the hell? To your destination. Don't have carts set up, but we're gonna... Go, everybody, sort of bring people out here. Your NPCs. They just don't have actual tokens because I haven't sent them to Al. So it's just pictures.
I mean, one of them is a Leonin bard, and the other is a dude with a really comically thick lance.
No, it's a Leonin. It's just stretched a little bit.
Barovia's been hard on him. Leave him alone.
For some
You
reason,
just, I'm,
his mark is just a... Why is his mark just a mysterious figure? Hold on.
yeah. What the fuck happened to Ismark? He had a token when I saw him.
He did. I don't know what happened. I'm fixing it now. That is Tom.
Yo, Tom kind of bad. You didn't mention Tom was a woman.
Tom's just very feminine. Walker and Freya, you guys were up front in the cart here.
That's not Walker.
I know, I grabbed some. So for those of you currently... Zelda would be here in her cart. Mostly Tom's riding with this group up here. Everybody else, put yourselves kind of where you would be riding.
Which way is the direction we're going?
You're headed this way.
All right.
Headed which way, sorry? I was very zoomed in, did not see. Oh,
This
that way.
way. So that would put you... I know you can't... Let me...
I still can't control Carrot's token.
Don't worry about Carrot for right now. Just get you guys in here. This may or may not get crowded. I don't understand why you can't control the token. Harold's riding up there. Tyr's there. Okay.
Wait, hold on. T. I
Yes.
have an. Can you open Carrot's sheet, hit edit for me, and then just give me a screenshot of what's in your version of Carrot's editable stuff?
I can edit all of it.
Well, yeah, but like maybe there's like a button that got unclicked somewhere that we're just not noticing.
No.
And an extra.
No, Harley's got them.
Harley's got
I
edit
have
privileges.
edit privileges.
So I don't know. We'll figure it out later. We'll figure it out. I'll play around with it and see what's going on. But I need someone to roll me a D100.
You bet I'm gonna.
High or low? Before it gets
Aye.
Okay, we've called high.
Hey,
Hey.
Robert.
I don't know if it's a good thing or not though. Whoa.
Hey.
M got that weed that makes you scared.
True.
So as you all are riding along in your carts, you do eventually. The smell gets very strong. As you see, kind of prowling out of the woods on either side of you. Not like raging, not tearing after you, but just sort of stepping out of the woods. You see a while. It's now
What was
dark.
coming? What is this?
Oh, it was in the bit when you had to go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh.
so many.
We smelled the werewolves. Whoa, holy shit. That's fun.
And this one here actually steps out in front of
Well-
the road.
That's a shame.
Like I said, they're not charging, they're not attacking, they've all just sort of started to stand their ground where they are, and the one guy walks out in front.
Hi.
We have to go that way, and to your points, past one of the werewolves. Can we go through, please?
Can I slide down the side of my horse's saddle and hide?
Like under the horse?
Yeah, it'd be really hard for you to do so.
No, hold
Um,
on.
I think
Hey,
you're
a
small.
solid snake can do it.
You would technically would have disadvantage, but with your advantage, it would cancel to just a normal roll.
Harley doesn't. Not Harley. Sorry, Karth doesn't have enough gay sex to do what Solid Snake does.
What do you... Hold on. What do you mean?
Hey, hang on a second.
Colonel.
I'm gonna say the only
Colonel.
sex Karth has ever had on screen was gay sex.
Karth has had sex in this game.
Not in this game, but other iterations of Karth have fucked.
Right, but like, not. I said enough. I didn't say Karth doesn't have gay sex and therefore cannot do what Solid Snake does. I said
Okay.
Karth doesn't have enough.
So anyway,
There's a
Karth,
cap.
if you want to do that, you would have disadvantage, so it's canceled out by your cloak. So you just roll.
Okay.
You also have to roll acrobatics first to get off the horse.
Oh no, I don't want to get off the horse.
Oh,
you
you
just
just
want to
want
hide in between the horse and the carriage?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, go ahead. Remember, sometimes even if you have a good stealth roll, if there's nowhere for you to... I just want to point out that there's now just an empty horse and you are not seen. So it won't...
It's the Sea of Thieves strategy.
Not my oh my.
I mean, it is. Yeah, you're just on the ladder. So, as you all are asking, thing, the wolf just has this sort of, it just lets out this sort of growl, and says, "You're traveling with his spawn."
Oh no, like a different person's spawn. It's fine. Fucking Grug points in the vague direction of Strahd's tower. Who else? It's literally Barovia.
And he is staring directly at you, Freya.
As this is happening, Walker's just going to raise her hand and cast her light cantrip.
Okay.
Just so we can have this whole interaction in light.
They cannot hear you.
Cast light.
Cadus is
Cadus.
casting the light cantrip.
Jeez.
My eyes.
Freya, you're saying you're not connected?
Affiliated.
In fact, I would go as far as saying I hate Strahd.
Wow, big of you.
Yeah, but that's just my personal stance, and it's important to stand your ground.
Fit.
What?
Prove
Oh,
it.
Can I take out my mace and take the very battered sack that obscures its not mechanically daylight, but flavor-wise essentially daylight light off?
Yeah, if you want.
see,
The Lord of the Sun does not fuck with Strahd.
All right. Freya, since this is sort of very pointedly directed at you, I need you to roll a persuasion check. But with everyone here, they're going to give you've got an advantage.
Mm.
18. Fine. You go.
the pressure.
You hear some growling in response, but nothing definitive. Yeah.
Wee!
Yeah, that's fine. So you all head out.
As Tyr exits stage left.
Exit, stage left.
There's a lot of dogs.
Yeah. It's a big fight.
As we go past, Harold is just gonna
Oh, I left one
just
out.
swing by the leader and just say, your cooperation is greatly appreciated.
Forgot this guy on the back.
Oh, no guy at the back.
There he is.
He turned up like, guys,
Guys, he just got it.
ready, let's go. And everyone else is like,
You just hear
no.
behind it. We're just letting him go. Why are we? Oh, they're not with
You're too
Strahd.
late, they're already gone.
Oh, shit. All right.
Fucking hell, Dallin, you do this to us every time.
God fucking damn. You what were you doing, Harold? Sorry.
He was just locking eyes with the leader and just saying your cooperation is greatly appreciated.
As you've locked eyes with him, he looks like he's really, because you continue to hold eye contact, he really wants to kill you, but is letting you go.
Yeah, you guys are actually really weird for the fact that when you smile at other people, it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's very unusual. Yeah, he's going to drop eye contact and just, as he's wandering off, just say, "We are of common purpose. Remember this."
You just hear this kind of walk up to his leader, and he's just kind of like, yeah. He's a bit full of himself, isn't he? Yeah. And just as you guys pass by.
He'd be right.
And and they slowly start to recede into the woods. You still smell them though.
I love this. They're like, I think they're still following us, right? Awesome. We've just got a bunch of really pissed off wolves just like following behind us, like fucking kill these guys.
Unofficial werewolf bodyguards.
That's actively funnier than them just fighting us. And I don't say that a lot because I really enjoy, you know.
Okay. Back over, and you guys do eventually, very late in the day, it has gotten fully dark, make it to the bridge. We'll say this will actually allow you to get, instead of arriving at Kresk at nightfall, you'll arrive sort of mid-evening. So, how are you doing the camping? It's again one of these bigger, wide, like this bridge was designed to have much more traffic than you would ever think to see in Barovia, because clearly this was once a much more prosperous kingdom. But you see that there's so are you gonna park on the bridge, on one side of the bridge, the other side of the bridge? How are you doing it? It's big stone bridge. Probably wide enough for 4 carriages to pass.
We should consider spending some time, given that it's only just heading towards nightfall.
Oh no, you guys are in the darkness right now.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah, no, you'll arrive at Kresk in the evening the next day rather than at night because you pushed
Gotcha.
ahead. Yeah.
I guess Harold and just would post up at the other end of the bridge and just keep a lookout.
Okay.
Let's put the river between us and Castle Strahd, and go to sleep on the other side of the water.
I mean, dogs can swim.
Sure, they can, but also we have to pick one or another. So
Especially because they'll be growling the whole time, since that's clearly their thing. So we'll just hear the sound of the bubbles from under the water going like. Okay, yeah, let's go the other side of the bridge.
Okay. You guys settle in for the evening. Does anyone want to do anything with their downtime before going to sleep?
I want
I
to
wouldn't
take
mind taking watch.
and go clear at least one of the rooms in the tower.
What?
I want to take whoever's free to go, and depending on time.
Well,
Okay, sorry about that. Kate was saying that she wanted to clear one of the rooms in your guys' tower, in the stuff box tower.
okay.
But I was saying that that would likely not be like a couple hours before bed downtime activity. That would be a much larger task.
Grog would like to try and teach Karth the shorter summoning mushroom spell.
I wasn't trying to summon mushrooms.
Fine. Anyone else want to learn a spell for how to summon mushrooms? They probably smell a bit weird, but like,
How long does it take you to teach it?
I don't know. How good are you at magic? I'm not a teacher.
Well, not very.
What was that, Em?
Cool.
Look at the fucking mushroom spell.
Are they at least edible?
Oh, well. Grog points at Freya. She gets it. This may or may not work because this is soil, but we're gonna give it a try. And Grog mutters a couple of words in a language I don't think anyone else speaks. Does anyone else have fucking hang on, let me check what it is. Infernal?
No.
Yep.
Nah.
Cool. Two of you understand the just horrific curse words he's saying. And then he does a big like spits it right into the ground. And DM, what do I roll to see if a mushroom grows?
Arcana, nature, Arcana.
A 9.
No mushroom grows.
Do we have any entrails? I feel like this may be an entrail dependent spell.
I don't think we've got any to spare, no.
Why is I get the appeal of soil. Because you can grow plants, and plants are nice, and you can eat them. But does it all need to be soil? There's no obsidian. There's no entrails. There's no. Yeah, Grog squints at Freya like what she's just said is really stupid. And it's like, yeah, fairly regular. I mean, okay, to be fair, sometimes it's not what the ground is made of. We just happen to have a lot of them spare. But yeah, sometimes the ground is made of entrails. You get real bad cases of trench foot in hell. Wear boots. Yeah. And that's another way to grow a mushroom. Don't do that one. Don't listen. Okay, you can, but only if you want to find out how long the root system of a mushroom can be as you are extracting it from inside your own body, which is an entertaining way to spend like an afternoon. But I'm just assuming none of you would be into that. Maybe Karth. Until your fucking tits have healed, and then you can grow a mushroom out your foot if you want. No one else is going to enjoy that. Okay. Well, that was a bit of a letdown. I'm sorry. I should try and think of more spells that involve not vast quantities of screaming meat. That is going to be real difficult. I will not lie to you.
Well, if they all involve a bunch of swearing and spitting on the ground, I'm sure they'd be equally as entertaining.
Aw, thanks. I mean, I can swear and spit anytime I want. It's just not going to make a mushroom, probably. You never know. Yeah. But then I'll get dehydrated. And you know what sucks more than not being able to grow a mushroom? Having a dehydration headache. There was like one guy, and his eternal punishment was just having a dehydration headache. He was miserable.
Mm.
There was also a thing where there was like an ocean of like the most beautiful ambrosia or whatever, and like he could drink out of it internally and would still have a dehydration headache. But like flavor aside, his eternal torment was a dehydration headache, which is really funny because some people it's like, your feet have come off and they're kicking you in the head for return. This guy, it's just like, man, my, my head hurts.
Nah,
Sometimes
What
I'm
do you even
actually,
have to do to receive that as a punishment?
yeah, I'm with Freya and Harold here. What did that guy do?
listen, it's a standard gluttony.
I can hear myself
Yeah,
through the microphone.
I want thing, but cannot have thing, and I am suffering. Like, it's very textbook, but sometimes you need a little bit of textbook. Like, they wrote them for a reason. Yeah. There's a lot of people in hell, so yeah. Like, you can get creative with it, but you've got to, like, get to know the person first. You can't just break out creative torture on a random person you don't know, because there is a good 30 to 50% chance that that person is a pervert and they're just going to be rampantly horny for whatever horrible thing you've just done. So you start with the basics and you work your way up from there. Dehydration headache was just like really effective for this guy. So every time we got together, we were like, "Man, what are we gonna do to this guy?" He was like sobbing, shitting his pants or whatever. And we were just like, well, dehydration headache is still working, so let's get back to him in another like time's an illusion. And we fucked off and messed with someone else. It was awesome.
Okay.
I have to say, the level of bureaucracy in hell sounds quite frustrating.
I don't know where you got that idea from. It's less bureaucracy and more, hey, here's a guy, he sucks. Figure out a way to make him piss his pants. Have fun. Love and kisses, Asmodeus.
Oh, so you do get to make stuff up as well. You don't just have to
Oh no, yeah.
go
no,
by the book
thing
every
of
time.
the textbook isn't that we're not allowed to do whatever we want. It's just, like I said, some people are perverts and you can't just break out random torture on someone unless their torture would benefit from them having a raging boner, which, like, it can. But, you know, you want to be prepared for the boner. And that is important life advice applicable anywhere, not just in hell. You gotta be prepared for the boner.
Duly noted.
Mm-hmm.
See Esmeralda in the back just shaking her head like, yep, no, that's fair. That's a fair life fact. You gotta be prepped.
Harold takes his little notebook out, starts writing, "You've got to be prepared." Boner.
Okay. Outside of that, is anyone else doing anything for the evening?
Everyone else is preparing for the boner.
Fair enough. All right. Y'all get a long rest. Next day, you make it. You travel to Kresk. I need just one person to roll something.
I'm gonna roll performance, which I'm bad at, to see how much Grug's story from last night has put everyone in a good mood this morning, or whether everyone had horrific meat and boner-based nightmares. 21.
That is a natural 20, not just a 21. No, you all have, even the animals seem to have a bit of a pep in their step as they're all prepped for the boner. But no, everyone is in, you lightened the mood. That everyone was sort of in a bit of a dour mood, and that sort of lightened it. Everyone got a little bit better sleep than they had, just because you made some people laugh. And then so travel, everyone was a little bit more, even though people weren't as on edge maybe as they should have been, but they're more active. You're sort of pushing forward a little bit more. And I'll actually say, you not arrive mid-evening, you'll actually arrive there early evening, like late afternoon, early evening. You actually manage to push through the trail simply with the lightness in your heart. It's the friends you made along the way. All righty then. Oh yeah, you could hear some howls late into the evening that sounded suspiciously like laughs.
That's right.
The sound of the word bone made all their ears perk up at once.
Hang on, I gotta find Kresk. All right. So when you reach the crossroads here, as you see me pinging, yes. You have the road. It's branching north and climbs up sort of starts climbing up and sort of it gets more rocky as it goes in that direction. This is indeed Kresk. Nope. This is Kresk. Yeah, it is. It's not as large as Vallaki. Vallaki seems to be the most cosmopolitan. But as you arrive here, you can see that this it's up on. You can see it's up on a series of hills. So you can see here and here. It sort of goes up. These are elevation markers. So it's sort of up on top of a larger hill here. So fairly good vision all around. And the road ends in a gatehouse here. That's built into the 20-foot high wall of stone with reinforced buttresses every 15 feet or so, or 50 feet or so, excuse me. I guess so. You can also see that the area, it's snowy here. It's not. There's just a light, faint snow. It's not on the anywhere where I guess if this road was heavily trafficked, you wouldn't see the snow at all on the road itself, but you do see just a light dusting of snow. Beyond the wall, you see what seem to be tops of snow-covered pines on the inside of the wall, as well as smoke coming up from different locations. You also hear a bell tolling somewhere, and looking up on the side of the mountainside, because this is next to a mountain. You can see up here what looks to be potentially the abbey, and you could hear a bell just sort of chiming from there. Does anyone here know how to tell time?
Like in game?
If Grog did, Grog has lost that skill.
Walker, absolutely.
I have survival proficiency, which is the skill used for telling time in the wild.
Walker can tell time both by clock and by the standard like bells used for vespers and all of that kind of shit.
You know, I would argue even though Walker doesn't have survival as a proficiency, which I do not think, I would argue that being a cleric of the sun, the thing used to tell time, Walker can probably tell time as well.
I have survival as proficiency.
Okay, well then that's fine then. Those of you who have survival as a proficiency, you hear the bell, you look up to the sky, and you can actually it's not on the hour, the half hour. You're not really sure why that bell's ringing. It's not tolling for anything time related that you can tell.
Based on my history with the various abbeys, etc., is it ringing in a pattern I recognize? Is it like a warning or something like that?
No, it's just bong, 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 just like a normal bell.
Might just be practice.
All right, what would you all like to do?
The random cat at the side of the road.
Because this was Ismark's idea, and we've never been out this way before. So Ismark kind of chimes in and goes, yes, as far as I don't know, Might as well head on up.
Perhaps we could find someone to introduce you to.
Walker's gonna take a moment, swap with Freya, and dig into her bags to put her slightly less grubby cleric attire on. It's still like the equivalent of working uniform, it's just very slightly cleaner.
Okay. As you all kind of wind up this sort of switchback pathway up to the gate itself, you can see that it actually gets colder up here as you reach, just as you're going up this sort of it's steeper than it looks on the switchback trail, and so it's just even getting colder as you reach the gates. You can see cut into the you can see that there are two square towers with peaked roofs on either side of an archway with a 12-foot iron-bound doors. Or wooden doors, iron-bound wooden doors, excuse me. You can see carved in an archway above the doors is the name Krezg in common. The wall that extends from the great gatehouse at about 20 feet, and atop the parapet above the door, you can see 4 figures wearing 4 thick fur hats, and they all have spears. And they're sort of watching you. You can also see that going up the wall of both of these towers, there are arrow slits.
I mean, I guess
Are they my people? Are these your people?
You are at, so you can't skip. You have to go into the town to get to the abbey.
No, that's fine. But okay. In which case, Walker's going to stand up and go, "Blessings be upon this town."
What do you want?
We're going to the abbey.
Oh, right, hold on. These are the northern people. Excuse me. What do you want? We gotta be right. We gotta have at least
going
here in Barovia.
We're going to the abbey. And she's gonna gesture to the symbol of the Morning Lord on literally like 4 different places on her uniform.
You're going to the abbey.
Yeah.
Please hold.
On to
2 of the guards disappear from the top of the tower.
Can I do an insight check to see if that is a "why would anyone go to the abbey" or a "I'm hard of hearing and I want to confirm you said what you said"?
Roll insight.
That's a 11 with proficiency.
So they are pretty high up. They are up on top of. They're not out. There's no one out front of the wall. They are up on top of the wall, so they're about 20 feet above you. It's just between that and the fact that they are fairly bundled up for this cold weather that is up here. It's just hard to tell.
Gonna look around the group and be like, "Don't kill anything that we shouldn't. Don't steal anything. Don't kill anything." Looks at the herald, just like, I don't know what, whatever it will be, don't do it. I think that covers most of it.
such a low opinion of all of us.
I have a very accurate opinion of all of us. I know what we've got into trouble for so far.
We've not gotten into trouble for stealing.
Well, we'll just be over here then. Harold wanders over and takes Juice and like just bumps him on the shoulder, and they just go and stand behind Ismark and Irina.
Walker's just gonna pull a face at him.
You showed her.
And just line this up behind all the other times she's like ribbed him about taking himself far too fucking seriously.
No, like seriously, we've never gotten in trouble for stealing.
You've done nothing but fill your pockets with cutlery since we got here.
I technically didn't even steal most of that on account of we ended up owning the house anyways.
All right, well, yeah, I'll give you that one.
But does that count as
Also-
possessions in the house?
But also, didn't get caught.
If a ship gets destroyed and then you build it with different materials, same ship.
Not for want of trying, I would like to point out the fact that you were not caught because everyone in the house was a dead literal demon worshipper. Completely separate for the potential for us to get caught stealing shit that doesn't matter.
Harold just leans to Tyr and is like, I understood that reference.
I did.
I was saying it's kind of like a kleptomania of Theseus situation where if you steal things in your own house, are you still stealing?
Are you even stealing?
Walker takes out her little notebook of Tyr, and under the last entry, which is like subject continues to show absolutely no sense of self-preservation, puts under randomly appears to have a classical education.
Here's that.
Just a little bit
Doesn't-
sneaking out here and there.
doesn't know not to touch a door that's definitely trapped, but will crack out a ship of Theseus analogy just on the fly.
Yeah, Tyr says that the ship of Theseus line, and then his eyes look all scrambled and he throws up really hard.
Gross.
Sorry, sometimes when my brain works too hard, I get a little bit mushy.
I'm going to point out that at about this point, Freya, as you guys are having this conversation, you happen to catch a whiff, a smell of an elf and a dragonborn. Yeah. And you realize that the arrow slits on the ground level on either side of the door are currently occupied and have been the whole time you've been here. No, but you do realize that, it's not, you were also distracted by the people up top. You didn't notice that there were people right here. And if you look in with your superior vision, you can see them both. Arrows they're at the ready. They're not like waiting to shoot you, but they're at the ready at a moment's notice to begin firing. But you can see they're both here and probably can hear every word that's being said.
Presumably, they're waiting for an instruction to shoot us. Or not shoot us.
Are they still like deliberating? That's not the word I'm looking for.
They left.
Let's make ourselves comfortable. It's
Should I-
entirely possible they're going to try and make us uncomfortable by taking a really long time to see if it will rile us. Let's not let them do that.
Yeah, I
It's a
mean, we got
golden tactic.
So, after a few minutes go past, the two guards return to the top of the tower, along with a new figure. Man of short stature, completely bald, with white eyebrows and a white beard. From this distance, it's hard to tell. Likely of dwarven descent. Dark skin. And the clothes he is wearing are much nicer than the guards around. He goes, I am Dmitry Krezgov, Baron of Grezg. What is your business here?
We are going to the Abbey. And Walker just gestures again at the uniform.
And our brother.
We got a fucking package. We got a fucking package for the fucking Abbey. Let us in.
Hey, you gonna sign for this fucking package or not? Come on. I got places to be.
What I gotta do? Get a fucking catapult and catapult the bitch in there? Let's go. Amazon does not pay me for this shit.
I gotta make 97 more deliveries in the next 30 minutes. Let's go.
Okay, so anyway, as he disappears, for a moment, and then the door, the iron doors both start to creak open, and behind there, you see Baron Krezgov, standing there, sword in hand, not at like the ready, but definitely sword in hand, along with several other guard, and a woman, also dark-skinned, tall human, white hair, also showing, they're both sort of showing their age here, but dressed very similar to him. And I had to describe them first before sending this picture. Hold on a moment. And she is standing sort of adjacent to him. So that's what they look like there. I fucking love them. They are badass as shit. They look dope as hell. He goes, we generally speaking do not allow outsiders within our walls. You say you are going to the Abbey.
That is indeed what we said. It's what we intend to do.
And he sort of looks up at his wife and looks back. I'll let two people make insight checks here.
Yeah, my insight's not very good.
In theory, mine isn't bad, but
I mean, it's +3, but like not great.
I got
my
a
insight's
7,
great.
baby.
My insight's incredible. I'm making one.
Ooh.
Fucking get in, boy.
So one other
Tier C's
person
all.
can.
Do you want to M? Shall I do it? What are we doing?
Kate already did one, so somebody else.
Oh, I've already done one. Okay, bet someone else.
Fucking yeah, you go for it. Oops.
Tier. Tier, I'm going to give you 2 bits of information.
Okay.
One, they seem very puzzled that someone would want to go to the Abbey.
Okay.
Every time you mention going there, they're like, it's that sort of like, but are you the Abbey? Really? You sure? Okay. But on the other side of it, both, despite sort of presenting this while they're both very nonchalant with their weaponry, just trying to sort of show this air of both, they're not worried about you at all, they're ready for a fight. These are two people in emotional pain right now. You have no idea what the cause is, but these are two people who are in deep emotional pain.
Okay.
Well, I suppose you may come with me. We will. Hold on 1 second. I need to get a name right. We will. We will see what the abbot has to say.
DM, correct me if I'm wrong. This is a temple to Palor or Lathandra, another of the sun gods, correct?
Lysander specifically.
He my bitch. That's fine. Literally carrying the staff of that particular god or the mace of that particular god.
Okay, so as you guys are walking through, you begin to get sort of a better idea of this town. They sort of start walking you in. You are flanked by guards. There are people sort of kind of everywhere, going about their business. I'm just going to throw this out there right now. The town is not much bigger than this. There are slightly more homes than are represented in the fucking map. Otherwise, this village would have died out from lack of gene pool a long time ago. It's not how things work, even in D&D.
Well, hold on.
Notice...
You have to they get reincarnated.
That would still imply a heavy amount of incest, reincarnated or not. But you do see most of the residences are small little pine cottages with stone chimneys and thatched roofs. You can also see there are sort of indoor pig pens and chicken coops. You also notice there's no money-making businesses whatsoever. No taverns, no stores, nothing. Looking around here, you can see there's even what seem to be in some places some rudimentary greenhouses, as well as several areas where you see all of these trees that have been grown in here. You see some places where trees have been cut down, and other places you actually pass by where you see new saplings have been planted. So having a look around here, you realize this town is 100% self-sustaining within its walls. And back here backs up to the mountain, essentially. Like, this is just... It would be very difficult to get from here to here. You would have to essentially walk along some extremely steep cliffs. So the walls don't extend all the way to the back. But you're working with some very steep slopes there, which is why. But so you see that it's pretty, like, almost like a self-sufficient commune within here. Yeah, they're leading you into sort of this larger area here.
And Southgate?
There is one way in and out, and that is this gate here. I'm sorry, who did you say you were asking? It's the Baron. He goes, Niet. We do not get the visitors like you, ever. On
No
a
one-
very, very rare occasion.
Also, we are pretty weird.
Well, no, we do not get the visitors like you at all. Not that we usually let in. However, we do get wine from the winery. And that is about it.
No one pilgrimages to the Abbey.
There were werewolves on the road, Walker.
I've seen people pilgrimage through worse.
He reaches a point and they actually send someone ahead. The abbot comes and goes from the town. We do not go to the abbey.
Is anyone else picking up on their general discomfort too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've spent a lot of time around people who don't want to go to church, and this is giving me that vibe.
The guy to be like, hey, you guys seem a little bit off. But with my -1 charisma and 0 intelligence, I think someone else should do it.
I got that int score, but that charisma is not my strong suit.
Oh, do we need someone who can actually talk to people?
Yeah. Get in there, boy.
I've got a charisma of 15.
He was a warlock until he told his fucking Eldritch daddy to get fucked.
I'm technically still a warlock. I'm just between soul-crushing curses.
Mine's a 16. I have no idea how.
You're a paladin.
Yes,
Paladin.
it's the character in any way.
Well, again, charisma's... Yeah.
Mm.
The Herald has a very big personality. It's just that he's a surly fucker.
Harold also can command troops, if you recall, fairly well, which would also be your charisma.
I mean, look around. Everybody, we all like the Herald. It's just none of us can put our fucking finger on why.
Yeah. Here's a certain je ne sais quoi.
I don't know what.
What?
He's preparing
Sorry,
for
this whole thing just... what were we talking about?
Why they don't want to go to the Abbey. Why no one goes to the Abbey.
Oh, I mean... Isn't an abbey supposed to be something of a haven for its populace? Is there a reason why you're not allowed up the hill?
We are... The abbey was abandoned for a long time. Some say haunted.
Haunted.
Can I religion? Can I religion? Can I religion check on the likelihood of like a normal haunting happening on hallowed ground?
Go ahead. And I'm going to continue. He goes, and until the abbot arrived, no one lived up there. And and goes to see the abbot. He occasionally comes here to speak to us, and to go to the shrine, and to get wine. But other than that, we never see him.
What shrine?
He sort of shifts, like he's just not comfortable, like he's just not going to answer your question. Because we do not. I feel like I've already said too much. Niet. Why do you ask?
Sounds like we should mark that quest.
We have been. That could be helpful.
I understand if you don't feel comfortable answering this, but does it not strike you as odd or Abbott is the only person who goes into the monastery? It's a very large building. It would be able to house probably your entire village and then some.
It is. Roll a persuasion check, Harley.
You.
I said I had a 15 in charisma. Listen, all right. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
So
10,
he-
11 skill proficiencies. I can't be good at everything.
So he just doesn't respond to you. Also, Walker, anywhere can be haunted under the right circumstances. There's no most places, like, sure, maybe the main chapel itself is hallowed ground, but like the whole thing wouldn't be hallowed ground. That would be, even the most opulent places don't have their entire, that would be like if it existed, like the Vatican would be the only place where the entire grounds would be hollowed. And I mean that when I'm saying hollowed, I mean very specifically the spell, which would be the only thing that would prevent a haunting like that. Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, in that kind of vein of opulence, because it's a very expensive spell, and to cast it, meaning they would have to cast it on the entire area in like sections over the course of multiple years. It would take a very long time to have. So most abbeys have ghost stories. Yours has, Walker. So it's not that surprising.
Sick. Also, bad news team, I don't get Hallow until level 5.
Are we inside the walls at this point?
Yes, you are
I give a
here.
nod to Fred.
Roll persuasion.
Can I assist?
If you both share medallions, sure, why not?
Yeah.
So advantage. 17, he goes, as far as I am aware, whether there is hunting or not, I do not know. It is the abbot. He unsettles people. And he keeps the door locked. He, I have sent someone to check if he is at the temple. He should be coming down soon. He checks on it regularly. There is a shrine here in town, also to Lythander. And he checks on it to make sure it is in order. But he has been the only one who has lived there since he arrived.
Um,
'I could care less who rules this realm. I look after my people. My family has always looked after our people, in spite of anyone else. And if you look at the name Krezkov, probably it's not far to jump that this is potentially a descendant of the founder of Krezk. And he goes, but I should tell you, the abbot unsettles people. Like I said, since he arrived about 200 years ago.
$200. Has he aged at all in that time?
is he human?
I'm gonna say plenty of races can age in much in 200 years.
Hmm.
He is human as far as I can tell.
Okay, that's a little.
Walker raises a finger at the herald and gives him the one of your fucking lot point.
What?
Yeah, Harold does like the maybe head tilt.
Walker takes out a little notebook and writes that down as her bet for what's going on, and then passes it around.
So as you guys are doing this, the guard arrives back and whispers to the Baron. He goes, apologies, he has not come down today. He looks around and goes, I suppose you are not leaving till you speak to him?
Excited to speak to a brother in the cloth.
Then you may either camp outside the walls, or if you would like to stay in the houses, it could be arranged, but it will not be for free.
How much?
Sweat of your brow. We do not take gold here.
I don't sweat.
You will work for your meal and work for your place to stay. Is that acceptable?
For how long? I don't want to be tied into you sleep here one night, it takes you 7 days to pay it off, during which time you accrue 6 more days, which each take you 7 days to. We've travelled with this 1.6. I to this one
If
too.
it is only Because you seek the abbot that I even offer you this. It is a day's work for a night's sleep. Otherwise, I have thrown you out already. We do not take strangers in. It is how we keep safe.
I'm done.
So he goes into it, and essentially literally, let me see here the example. They give examples here, but it could be literally anything you could think of to benefit the town. Hold on a second.
We'd be doing that shit anyway.
So, where is, so you can chop wood, help take care of livestock, like milking cows, things like that. Any other kinds of chores, just have to do something. So everybody sort of pick something, and then
It's a fucking far northern town. Presumably they need a lot of like firewood chopped. I'm gonna do
oh
that.
yeah, no, they several of you could probably just spend the day chopping wood.
Chopping wood, splitting boulders if they need like more stone for building houses or like need a path cleared. For our
Nothing like that,
constant-
but they will take you up on the chopping wood.
Wait, hold on. I might have missed something because I had to walk out of the room. Are they putting us to work?
Mhm.
If you want to, yeah, if you guys want to, unless you want to camp outside the town, if you want to stay in town, because they don't have an inn, so they're just putting you up in people's homes.
Harold's going to point out that he and Alan are pretty handy with farm equipment, so if there's anything that needs tilled or gardens needs tended or whatever, then he could probably do that.
Yeah, they'll take you up on that. They'll also, if you'll allow them to use not the carriage so much, or the sort of covered wagon, but the cart itself, like your just sort of basic cart to just sort of move firewood from here to there, like it would be a boon as well. What else is people doing?
Yeah. Bye. Cars and Carrot just fully like turn and head back to the gate.
You gonna camp outside?
That's what I want them to think.
The Baron leans back to you and goes, "If he comes in anywhere further than the gate, we have no place to take prisoners."
He'll behave himself.
All right, so who still hasn't picked a job yet?
Walker's planning on going and dealing with the issue at the Abbey. Does that not count as something that would would benefit the town?
So you've been told the Abbey is locked. You cannot enter.
Oh, so he can't get in there until he comes down.
Yes. You need permission from the abbot to enter the Abbey.
God.
This time the Baron has walked off a little bit, and you're actually the Baroness responds to you, and she goes, "If you could get the wine starting again, you would be doing our town actually a great service. We are." It is one of the only little luxuries we have here, and And she sort of chokes up a little bit. Things have been hard.
Oh, shit.
But it is also, he also says, it is also very late. And the winery is a couple days away. So you will need to stay the night anyway. There's no imposition if you work.
We should probably keep as many people inside the walls as possible,
Hmm.
especially given that we know they were tracking us this far. We can all lift heavy things. We can all chop good stuff. We can, we can lift it. We can fetch and carry.
Also, I don't really need to eat, so if I own a meal, you can have it if you want. Oh, that's right.
Oh, hang
Fuck.
fire! We're stupid. We're hold on. We're so fucking stupid. We don't need a place to sleep. We travel with our own place to sleep. We only need one person to have a place to sleep.
Several of you.
That person is me because I'm not going in that fucking thing.
But I didn't mean the car. I meant the tower.
You will all, I'm just going to put this out there, you will all not fit comfortably. Like, you'll be, that is a small, like, it is a study. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
until I guess until we clear it, we're relatively limited.
But, they are not unwilling to allow this. It's just you have to do something. So it doesn't matter what you do. Like, helping chopping wood, if you want to go milk some cows, if you want to take a guard shift.
Walker will just do some doctoring. Whoever needs it.
Okay.
Uh,
Tyr, what are you doing?
I also will take a guard shift. Tyr don't want to be chopping wood.
Okay. And yes, Karth.
On my way out of the gate, I'd like to stop for a moment and speak with the guard who is a dragonborn.
Okay. You kind of talk to him through the air. Like, you can see him on the inside of the tower here.
Good evening, cousin. How are you doing today?
Ah. Hail, cousin. My, I've spoken. Are you speaking Draconic?
Yes.
Haven't spoken the tongue outside my family ever. You a kobold?
Yes.
Oh. There's used to have a family of kobolds. Before my time, though.
They might still be around. We're very hard to get rid of.
What can I do for you, cousin?
I just finished delivering a friend of mine from Barovia Village here for safekeeping. I'm on my way back out to camp outside. I wanted to stop and warn you. There is another dragonborn, a gold dragonborn wearing wizard robes, who is large in the area.
Dangerous?
She stole some. What?
Dangerous, I assume?
Yes, incredibly. She stole something from me and tried to light one of my friends on fire. Well, She succeeded at lighting one of my friends on fire, but they survived.
Keep an eye out.
Yes.
Hey, cousin, why share my guard shift, cousin? Come stay with family.
I wouldn't want to impose.
Gets lonely just standing here.
Well, I suppose that's fair. I could.
Across the way in the other tower. So like you have like a 20-foot gap, so they could like shout to each other.
Like,
Oh no, they're on opposite sides of the door. Yeah.
I suppose that I could keep you company then, under that circumstance. I do have some stories from the from beyond the mists that I could share.
I always like a good story. Besides, your horse there would attract all the wolves in the area.
I think. Oh, that's fair. They let us pass, but they might not. They might not leave a horse that's alone.
Found interesting that you pass, huh?
Uh, they wanted to know if we were friends of the man on the hill. Points in the vague direction of Strahd's castle. And once we convinced them that we were his enemies, they let us pass.
Well, that's interesting. We very occasionally send hunters out when there's a food shortage or something of the kind, needing of pelts and things. Last time they went, they found signs of wolves killing each other. One wolf specifically, dead of bites. As far as I know, they all work for him. He points in the same direction.
That is fascinating. They seemed very. They seemed very aggressive until we told them that we were his enemy. Maybe there's a schism.
Who knows with the wolfmen? Come, cousin, regale me with stories of the outside. And he kind of leads you in to his little shelter where he kind of keeps watch out the windows. And the rest of you kind of go through and do some work for the day. They'll put you, those who are doing guard duty, they'll put you on at night. But you do have a place to stay. Several of you are put up in either the Baron's home or the cottages just on either side of the Baron. Now, the Baron's cottage is bigger. It is the largest building here, outside of the Abbey, of course. But it's still comparative, like, it is still a fairly modest building. Saying it's bigger than the what seemed to be one-room cozy cabins is not saying much. You also notice throughout your day, every single cabin has a family graveyard out back. And through the course of your day in particular, Walker, of healing people, an elderly man who you help, you help ease some of his arthritis that's gotten really bad, Walker. And he says, "It is a shame that you did not get here sooner. With your
Plague?
No. The Baron and the Baroness are very good to us. They care for us, they protect us. So they lost their last child. About a week ago. Sickness.
Damn shame.
4 children they had. All lost.
To the same sickness?
Oh no. To Barovia.
Does the abbot not have any healing?
Abbott has not been down in several weeks.
He die. I see.
So at the evening comes, who is staying at? I know where you're staying, Karth. Which leaves how many of you?
From inside.
Yeah, I'll assume I'm inside somewhere.
Grog's inside too.
So several of your NPCs have been sent to other little cottages around the area. So I guess the rest of you are all in the Baron's, not Burgermeister, the Baron's cottage. Like I said, it's very it's bigger than the rest, but still fairly modest. It has 2 rooms rather than 1.
Swanky.
Yeah.
Hold the fuck. Lots of these houses would have 2. You're telling me this house?
That is the big house.
What about this house?
Don't worry about it.
Or this house?
Hey, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Or this house?
Forget about it.
Or this house?
Remember, this is a dumb module. But yes, you see that there is a freshly dug grave in the, like, they all have these familial graveyards. It's not like a plague came through, it's just the way they bury their people here. To answer what you I think you were getting at earlier, Walker. But there is a freshly dug one. But you do find that there is a pool here. It is a sacred pool. And that it does have healing properties. There seems to be a shrine to Lythander there, and it does have some sort of healing properties as the water bubbles up from somewhere beneath the mountain. However, the healing properties only seem to work once.
Just as the evening's closing in, like as they're just settling down, Walker's gonna walk to where she has a clear view of the abbey and give it a damn good glower for a solid 10 minutes or so.
Fair enough. They're in the cottage next door. They're with a young family of a mom, a dad, and 2 little kids. Well, we've come this far. I have to see what's going on at the Abbey, I suppose. She goes, I could always stay with you lot. Safer than anywhere I've ever been. And they both just, she smiles and she says, well, I will. Don't know about Ismark. He goes, I pull my weight. What? I don't. I'm the reason we know them. Sure, I killed Karth, but that's minor details, minor details.
Yeah, at this point, who hasn't killed?
Of course. And then as this conversation is happening, do you have anything more you want to say? Okay. So as you are talking here, there is a knock at the Baron's door. And he goes over, answers it, and in walks let me get the description here. You see an incredibly handsome young man in what would appear to be just a very simple brown monk's robe. He has a little painted wooden holy symbol around his neck that depicts the sun hanging from a chain. And as he sort of moves into the room, there is a grace to him that just comes sort of with every movement he has. And he goes, I'm so sorry, Abbot. I'm so sorry, Baron Kreskov. I only recently heard of the passing of your child.
Is just for clarification, am I here?
Sure, yeah.
Walker's eyes could bore concrete. And I would like to insight check this motherfucker.
Go ahead. But there's a moment as you sort of staring into the back of him, he sort of looks up to the sky for a moment and then turns and goes, Is there something wrong, Sister Walker?
Many things are very wrong. Brother Abbott.
For instance, when you entered the room, I heard the organ go.
With my 19 insight, I heard your theme music.
No, with your 19 insight, you did hear his theme music. And it is an angelic choir, would be this man's theme music.
Sorry to be a fucking nitpicky motherfucker, but an abbot would be referred to as father.
I know she was being a shady bitch. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
It's like calling someone kid.
Yeah, it's being real bad down here, son. No, Walker just goes, what matters drew you away from your congregation so far there?
Oh, the Abbey are... The people of Kresk are not my flock. I'm called to other things here in Barovia. However, I do what I can. I do heal those who need it when I can. It's why I'm here. Yes. Come.
Oh.
I have prayed to the Morning Lord. And he wishes your line to continue. Come. And he walks out of the door and strides around the side of the hatlet and just is gone.
Grog
following.
mouths
My
the-
line?
Yeah, Grog mouths the word line.
Not your
and
line.
then does the like
He's
finger...
talking to the Baron.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I fully
It
thought
sounded like you said
Walker.
you said
Paymore
to
has
Walker.
demanded me back.
That's what I thought.
No. The Baron's line.
Okay.
Walker's eyebrows shoot to her fucking horns. Like we're so high in her hairline at this point. And she turns around to, I guess, Greg, who's in the room, and anyone else, and mouths, this motherfucker knows true resurrection, and then immediately strides her ass out of the door to go follow him.
So
I mean,
two,
he is a...
two things. One, make a religion check, Walker.
With advantage?
Sure.
23.
So 23. She's still been dead under 10 days, so a raise dead spell will do. It doesn't need to be true resurrection. That's only outside of 10 days. Because remember, there's three. She is well within. They said about a week ago she died, or he died. I forget the child's
The baby.
The child it wasn't a baby. It was a 14-year-old.
It died.
It.
But also, not everyone. I think you've forgotten, Walker. You are a cleric, which is different than the majority of monks and abbots and things. So to find you and your brother Yergel were the only two clerics in your entire congregation. Like it's not just every single. Some priests can do a little bit of healing, maybe cast cure wounds once a day, lesser restoration once a day if they're stronger in their faith, but people generally speaking don't do what you two do. So the fact that this man can do this is rare. Okay, just so that you have an idea of that. But yeah,
Do I get it? I'm assuming Grog has, after him being like, and saying the mysterious stuff, has been able to figure out like, oh, that's an ASMR. That's an ASMR.
he looks pretty human. Usually ASMR, from your experience, usually ASMR look more angelic. Like there is something weirdly attractive about this guy, but it's purely like you don't see the normal like ASMR features that you would expect.
Huh.
Right? Like the skin tone is very much a human. It's very he kind of looks like the kind of like what you put out, the Lestat from from the show for Interview with a Vampire. He's just kind of.
Let's also just be super clear right this very second. Raise Dead is a 5th level spell. which I do not get for another 2 fucking levels.
Hmm.
So this boy's spitting fire, potentially, literally. You know, sun god and all that.
Are you following him out? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. He goes outside. What about the rest of you? You coming? Just give me a yay or nay.
Yeah.
We'll say you've returned as they're all sort of following this guy out.
Yay.
A hot dude wants to fuck the Baron, I think. Okay. Walker hates him. I don't know if she wanted to fuck the Baron or what is happening, but oh, also he said he spoke to Baylor. Grog is saying this as he's continuing to walk down the corridor.
Grog, I don't know if this is a Grogism or not. Grog would know the Morning Lord is Lythander, not Paylor.
Oh. Would Grog know that? Because they're both sun gods, and they're like.
I mean, that's fair. Grog might not
completely
care to know
aspects
the
of one
difference.
another.
I'll put it this way: if Grog wanted to know, it would be very easy for Grog to know the gods, because Grog is of himself, herself, themselves, kind of not a. Grog barely counts as a humanoid anymore. Grog
yeah.
is almost like an infernal or a celestial of some kind.
Mhm.
Like, so yeah, you would know, but if you don't care about it enough, then you wouldn't.
Aren't they aspects of each other? Or is that a different? Oh, it's
No. This motherfucker reports to. I report to his boss's boss.
Okay, I
I'm
was
currently carrying his boss's favorite weapon, and occasionally using it as a fucking doorstop. Like that's where we're at.
I'd had a different D&D character at some point whose patron was a Montor, which is an aspect of Lathander. That's where I was getting confused.
That makes sense.
Yes. Yeah.
Why we got 5 different sun gods in the Sword Coast?
Because even people who can do magic looks at the sun sometimes goes, man, bet that's a person.
Oh my god.
Let's see about this resurrection bamboo.
Okay. He goes around, and waves his hand over the recently dug grave, and you watch as sort of the dirt sort of shifts out of the way as the child's body raises up out of the ground.
Oh, that's efficient. Shit.
Hang on a second. Let me get the child's name.
Harold's just like mid conversation with some farmer, gets like a fucking tingle at the back of his head, and is like, I have to go.
Some god shit is happening. BRB.
But the Raven Queen fucking jumping to the forefront of the Herald's mind. Someone is doing necromancy.
Go check it out.
I need you to go make sure it's godly approved necromancy and not that mindless undead bullshit.
Yeah. Gotta make sure it's within regulation.
If you see a zombie, burn the whole bitch to the ground.
Yeah.
Do you have a permit?
You got
That's
license for that
90%.
zombie, Gov?
That's 90% of the Raven Queen's deal. Is just quick, go check that man's zombie license.
Okay.
The fucking herald
so he
coming out
goes-
of the mud like a
Yeah. So Harold, you start running over. So he begins to perform, and he just looks at you, Walker, as he begins to set it up, sort of essentially going, well.
I'll assist, I guess.
Yeah, and you go and you start helping him set up. You do actually the majority of the setup. Like he's more just telling you how to do it.
Yeah.
And it is a magic beyond yours, so you're not even sure why he's telling you to do certain things. But he himself does not touch the ground. And he begins to cast the spell. And this sort of ritual takes about an hour. And then once it resolves, the child gasps in. The child is a 14-year-old boy named Ilya. And he sort of sits bolt up, just in a bit of a state, just sort of looking around, like, what has happened? Why? Where am? What's going on?
Walker lays a calming hand on his head, to like soothe him a second, but also immediately pounds out detect good and evil.
Okay.
Grog steps behind Freya because even Grog knows that seeing a demon immediately after coming back from the dead is probably not the thing that everyone wants.
Yeah, Hexblood is already risky.
Hey Walker,
Mm-hmm.
you cast detect good and evil.
You damn right I do.
All right, take your finger away from the push to talk.
Oh.
Has anyone cast good evil in this campaign yet?
I don't think so.
We
I've,
cast.
I've
we
used.
cast
I
Zone
don't
of
think it's
Truth
detect
all
good and
the
evil,
time.
but
Yeah, I don't think we've done Detect Good and Evil the spell. We've done the Paladin version.
yeah, I've got divine sense. That was it. It's like the same, but it's within 60 feet, I think, rather than 30.
And it has a more limited list of things it detects.
Yeah, it's like celestial, fiend, undead. That's it.
Whereas Detect Good and Evil, I think, can detect like every flavor of outsider and also like fey creatures.
I mean, there's nuance there. And they're like, there could be like a good undead, like the lad we met at Don Quixote type lad. He seemed a decent sort, and he was a zombie.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So Detect Good and Evil is aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet. Frankly speaking, I'm honestly a little surprised that Detect Evil and Good doesn't, good. This
It
is
never
this
has
is
though, like famously. Like it doesn't. It has nothing to do with alignment.
no Detect Evil in 3rd edition was literally you sense the presence of evil.
That's so objective.
Yeah. Alignment of a creature.
Which is silly.
Sup, boys?
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Walker, what having cast it, literally just helps the child to his feet and dusts him off a bit before, because I'm presuming his parents are not out.
Oh no,
yet.
you are. You are immediately knocked past. The parents immediately shove you out of the way and
Okay.
are on top of this child, pulling him in there. They are almost wailing because they thought they had lost their son, their last son. And turns the Baron turns to the abbot and goes, "If there's anything at all that you need, please, please just ask. We do whatever we can. Thank you." And the abbot goes, There is something perhaps you could help me with, but not now. Enjoy your time with your child.
Walker gives a little like head shake of oh, like there's nothing of concern here. The child's solid. The child's good. Walker is watching the abbot, just watching to see what his next move is.
Was there any, hang on, verbal somatic? So Walker did clearly cast a spell.
Yes.
Mhm.
Can I do Arcana to see if I can tell what spell it was?
Sure.
No fucking idea.
She would tell you if you asked.
Well, yeah, but all all Grog knows is Walker has cast a spell and is now staring dead-eyed at the abbot, who is currently, like, we're all still standing there, so Grog's not gonna be like, hey, what the fuck was that spell you just cast?
Yeah, valid.
Oh,
Because there's
I
currently
have
a
to dip.
couple of parents
go ahead.
crying over their, like, recently resurrected child.
The abbot writes down something. Like he pulls out like a quill and piece of paper and writes down, and he hands it to you, Walker. And he goes, I do not leave the abbey much. Normally I would not take up a cost, but perhaps you could do me this favor. Give it to them in a more appropriate time. Thank you. And he just and then he looks back at you and he goes, well, perhaps you shall, and I will owe you a favor in return. And he just turns and walks away into the night.
Walker's gonna wait for like 10 full Mississippis and then immediately read the note. He did not tell her not to.
It is just a note that he needs what he writes as a genuine wedding dress.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all, friend.
Standing at your hip and just like, so what's the note say?
A genuine wedding dress.
Grog looks at Freya and just waggles his eyebrows. Because I said that he was gonna. Like, I know it was like 10 minutes ago, but like, come on. Short term memory.
The Baroness actually leans over and goes, what does he need? What does he want?
Walker hands it over. He would like a genuine wedding dress.
Well, we've not had anything like that in the town for a long time.
I mean, someone probably has one stashed in their attic, right?
What does genuine mean to you, madam?
Used in the ceremony.
He probably means not something we would wear in this town. We wear the best robes we have, but we do not have money here, nor do we have silks or fineries of any such thing. That is for Barovia and Vallaki.
I mean, we could hang on. Grug just sets off down the corridor after him, like, "Hey,
Oh, the abbot is gone. The abbot is like the abbot doesn't look like he's moving quickly, but he is at a stride and just long gone.
hey! Your note was too cryptic." Should I actually go after him, or do we want to just potentially guess?
I think we see if we can't speak to him tomorrow.
Fine.
I'm gonna be blunt here. I did not mean to confuse you with genuine wedding dress. No one here has an actual, like, what we would consider actual expensive wedding dress. People here just wear sort of their nice clothes. They don't do that sort of thing here. That is all I meant by
No, wait a minute, wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Gonna go stick my head into wherever it is Irina's staying.
Yes.
When you packed fleeing for your life, you didn't happen to bring fancy duds with you, right?
No, but they can't. The whole point is that you
No.
don't have a wedding dress with you, do you? I feel like that would be tempting
Wedding
fate.
no. I suppose our mother's dress is still back at the house.
If it's the only one in Barovia, I struggle to.
There's
With
no
the
way
only
it's
one in
the only wedding
Barovia, but
dress in Barovia. Like,
I would
just
assume
need to find any female vampire.
I would also venture to guess Vallaki is a fairly wealthy town with several strains of nobility. I'm sure they have one, or at the very least, they have the seamstresses to make one.
But see, does it have to have been used in a wedding?
DM says no.
okay. So so we need to head back to the winery in that kind of direction anyway. And Yon Man, at the very least, and she's going to open her hands as if she's kind of mocking the idea that she's completely non-problematic in this. Like, at the very least, we need to go and ask him about sizing, right?
Literally, that's kind of true.
Oh
Again,
my god, he wrote, I fucking hate this note that I wrote. I fucking hate this note that I wrote. You have the size. It's just
28, 32, 28.
you have the statistics needed for the wedding dress.
Did he give us? Is it like an empire waistline? Do we like have specifics?
I hate all of you. It's just anyway. So
What's the list doing here?
I think he's doing like Barovia's first drag act, but
these would not fit him at all.
Just on a glance, these are not Irina's measurements, correct?
No, the bust is larger.
Saved by your tits. Grog holds up a hand for a high five. Grog waits.
Irina's not here. Irina is in a different cabin.
We were in the room with her.
We were in the room with her. We were having that discussion with her there.
She just
Oh no, that's right. You all walked in. You just barged into this other people's
No,
home.
we stuck our head around the door. We were being polite.
Okay, they've brought the she's come out, and she high fives you, Krog, but like shakes her head and smiles as she does.
Yeah. They're not mine, are they?
They made a point of it. And clearly the ghost he's got up in the abbey isn't suitably ghosty and really needs to be a ghost in a very
Oh! I bet it's like a unfinished business type thing.
and the business is drag. Sick.
At this point, the Baroness comes out, and she goes, Ilya's gone to sleep. My husband will not ask. Or sorry, way wrong accent for her. My husband will not ask. But I will set out for Vallaki tomorrow with some of our people. See if we could find a dress. I would like to be a part of this, as he did bring back my child.
There's no need for you to venture out with just your people. We're going to be heading back that way anyway, are we not? Isn't the winery literally that way?
Yes, but then you will have to. So let's go to the map. So it is here.
Oh, that is.
So you guys, once you reach here, you can travel with them here. And then, if you want to go with her, or send some people with her to Vallaki, and some, you might be time to split the party.
The abbot didn't give a time limit. Walker's going to try and ask her if she'd be willing to wait a few days in order to be much more secure when she's traveling. And honestly, probably travel faster, given that we have the wagons and shit.
Make a persuasion check.
No. You have advantage for speaking sense? No, it's D&D.
You've got a sick ass jacket. It would be lame if you.
You look fucking hardcore. Please don't die. I mean, I'll take it. That's not bad. I'll take it.
And what would you do with this extra time?
I'd like to see what's happening in the Abbey, and I think we have business at the winery.
You will not get into the Abbey. No one goes into the Abbey.
I would like to ask him, at least. His boss really likes me.
Right? That is up to you. If you're going to stay another night, though, you will have to do another day's work.
Oh no, I hate chopping down trees. No, please, no. Grog is already walking off in the direction of wherever he
We
was.
should sleep first.
Oh, right.
Okay. So you guys rest. You long rest. We're gonna wrap it up here really quickly. However, morning comes. You said you wanted to walk up to the Abbey.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You reach the big doors
Mm-hmm.
that would lead in, and they are locked.
I would like to. I would like to use thaumaturgy. And I would like to pick myself a bit of scripture. Remember, I do in fact have my holy text with me, my battered version of my holy text with me, and projecting my voice towards the abbey very specifically. I would like to sermonize some passages about opening the doors of the House of the Sun and welcoming in kindred spirits and the lost.
Hey, Walker,
Yeah.
take your finger away from the bush.
Oh my god.
Oh, take your finger. Okay. I thought T was saying that Walker's finger got like cut off or something. Take your finger and remove it physically from your body.
Turn it sideways, shine it up real nice.
Grog is still like solidly 20% convinced that this guy is trying to marry someone and or have weird babies with them. Does not even remember what he said, because I don't remember what he said that was like, oh yeah, we have to continue your line, or God has decreed that your line will, whatever, but like having a hard time letting that one go.
It's kind of a weird thing to just drop into conversation.
It's a weird thing to drop into conversation, then immediately be like, cool, anyway, I need a wedding dress. Like, wow.
Not gonna say why, just need one.
I need a wedding dress, and then I'm immediately going to run away as fast as I can walk and lock myself in a place where no one ever goes, so you can't ask me questions about how fucking weird that was.
Totally legit. Man, there's a lot of information happening right now.
See, this is the magic of playing a character who's a little stoopy. That's not fair. Grog isn't stoopy. Grog doesn't pay attention a lot of the time. So if I zone out or forget stuff, it's fine. It's in character.
Yeah. Thingy Harold does the same thing where like his passive
Freya cares a lot about being perceived as someone who doesn't care.
Trying really hard to look like they're not trying hard.
Walker's gonna turn and head back down the road. And by the time she gets back to wherever the party is kind of condensing, she's like, I got good news and I got bad news.
How bad is the bad news?
Did we hear Walker thaumaturgy yelling from up on the hill?
Oh yeah, 100%. Everyone was like, "What the fuck is that?" Couldn't quite make it out, but you were like, "Is there? What the fuck was that?"
Cool. Was that you yelling, or was it just someone who sounded equally Walker-y?
For reference, she did it in the tone that like you can't hear the words, but you know it's a fucking sermon. Like it had that vibe to it.
Walker's
like
because when Walker was storming the house full of demi vampires or whatever the fuck they were called, and the entire time quoting scripture.
Oh yeah, no, that was probably the last time he heard me use that particular voice. She's like, that was me. So, good news. We can get access to the Abbey. Bad news. We do have to go shopping first.
For the wedding dress.
For the dress.
Okay.
Technically, even better news. He claims to be on a similar mission to us.
He's going to fuck Strahd.
I'm not sure. He didn't say that.
No, that makes sense. If Strahd falls in love with him, then it's like that sad thing where you get people who they find someone who's an asshole and they're like, I can fix him, and then they waste like 30 years of their life trying to do that and eventually get messily divorced and then they have fun like their 50s.
Do we know where we go shopping for the dress?
Literally a normal thing that happens all the time.
I think we can assume he's not catfishing Strahd. I don't know what he is doing.
It's
I
not
can assume it's not that.
catfishing to wear a wedding dress. I don't think catfish would have any use for the sleeves.
To answer Tira's question, the Baroness seems to think that Valaki's the place, and I believe we successfully convinced her to stay in Kresk until we dealt with the winery, correct?
Did he explain why he wants a wedding dress while you were yelling at him?
I did not have an option to ask that kind of detailed question. He pretty much went, "You want in? Get me the dress," and I was like, and he's like, "If you get me the dress, potentially free this entire realm," and I was like, "You know what? Fuck it, bet." What he's going to do with that dress, we will find out after he has let us inside.
He's gonna put on the most magnificent drag show Barovia's ever seen.
I would love to see that.
He's gonna serve so much that everyone in Barovia is just going to lose their shit and be so happy. Strahd's head will explode.
Serving is kind of his whole vibe. It's a whole servant of a god thing.
That would be the craziest turn of events.
I'm not explaining it to you right now because I can't be bothered, but that's not what I meant. Point being, can I even go there? I feel like I'd die. The Abbey.
Can I religion check? Grog should not immediately incinerate on stuff. It's going to be like Crowley being intensely uncomfortable and itchy, right?
Yeah, I mean they were able to go in a place where
that was a few levels ago, and also the bones weren't there at the time.
You were there. You helped reassemble the bones in the correct order.
It was still a few.
You touched Saint Bone and were fine.
Actually, that's a good point. Walker's gonna actually have a second thought, and then kind of points to Graham and is like, "Oh, and we should in fact have a conversation." It's a good point. Hi. Do you want to be a fiend? Because you are, buddy, you are this fucking close. And if it looks like my fingers are touching, it is because they essentially are. It's just like a quantum physics thing where the atoms can never actually fully touch. But like, you are this fucking close, my dude.
Okay.
Sick. Just wanted to check.
Grog looks at everyone else and is like, is that... I'm sorry, am I meant to be worried about that?
I'm not really sure.
It, whatever, right? It's just...
Until Grog becomes a fiend and then realizes he can grant powers to warlocks.
Hey, Garth, do you want a new patron?
No. Grog would invite power to everyone else except Karth. Just to be mean.
For the lulz.
All right. Does anyone want to do anything before you guys in the morning? Are you staying another day, or are you setting off immediately for the Abbey?
How for the winery? How long is it going
Winery.
to take to get to the winery?
2 days.
Do we want to? Do we want to just roll? Is there a benefit to staying here? Sick. We're leaving.
Yeah, I think Harold's definitely going to want to go as soon as possible.
This one is following Harold's lead. So
Is Mark and Irina are going to opt to stay, as is Tom, to stay with them. Well, Tom will offer to go, as will Esmeralda. Who do you want to take with you? Who are you leaving here that will have to find something to do for the day to earn their keep?
should we just take the core party for this one? Given as we know that there's going to be some fucking hinky shit going down.
Mm.
I think if we're going to leave Irina somewhere without our protection, leaving her with all of our combat ready NPCs that we have on hand is probably the shout. She's got a sniff of emergency wizard powder too.
I'll get Juicin to be our full-time bodyguard. Maybe put egg on it as well, just in case. I don't know.
Oh, and that reminds me. As we're talking about it, Walker points at fucking Barf. Is like, that motherfucker's a Cthulhu.
Well, I mean, yeah.
We're not surprised. They're just, in the interest of sharing information.
You're a Cthulhu.
Yeah, I don't look anything like him. Plus, he's an asshole. Well, I don't know. I don't actually understand him. Yes, you do. No, we don't. Uncle Thulu!
I'm sure some of you understand him, and that's fine.
Grog gets it. Grog understands us. Good Auntie Grog.
Yeah! Literally all I wanted.
Okay.
That's it from me.
So if you're leaving them, how are you all? Are you just taking? Because you have what? 1, 2, 3 riding horses. Brunch will not. Brunch can keep up with the wagons. I do not think Brunch can keep up with. With the horses. Or are you going, because the horses will get you there faster, or are you going to travel on foot because of the wolves? You know, if you bring the horses, you get a much higher increased chance of a wolf encounter.
Mm.
Grog will, I would say Karth, even though Karth is not here, Karth would have given you that information.
Yeah, we should maybe just hoof it then. No pun intended.
Works for me. Let's go save the wine.
Right. With that, you all are gonna head out to save the wine. There's Em, I think. Hello, Em. We were deciding. One, we were deciding who is staying and who is going. It seems we're just taking the core group and leaving all of the NPCs here. There was also discussion of leaving the horses and the ox and everything, since there's only a few of you going. because there's a higher, you would learn from Karth after his conversation with his guard friend that there is a much higher risk of running into wolves with beasts of burden. So it'll add like a day onto your journey. Not really though, because it was 2 days if you were taking the full group, which, if we're being honest, with the ox and everything, it's not that you were traveling quickly, it's that you were traveling more like safely, more comfortable, because you had like the ability to set up a larger camp because you had supplies and things. So you were really kind of going at like a normal walking pace anyway, maybe a little faster than that. So yeah, it's still 2 days on foot to the winery if you take the roads. Could get there in a day if you cut through the woods, cross the river, cut through more woods. But what are you thinking, Em? Yeah, what are your opinions since you're back?
It's a solid plan.
Yeah, it does seem to be several places pulling you there.
You're
To the
pretty upfront
winery.
then, since you've got the senses to check whether or not the wolves are at the door, as they say.
All right, and you all head out of the winery and or head out of the town of Krelsk and start making your way towards the winery. And that is where we will end it for today.
Hooray!
So I'm just gonna throw something out there, right? Just gonna throw something out there, because I am a nice and kind DM, and because I know for a long time there we were going every other week or every few weeks because there was some breaks and things. I'm going to go the prophecy, and just leave it at that.
The prophecy?
The prophecy. Sorry, I thought we were all going the prophecy.
It works better if we do it all different times. Is the prophecy pinned in the fucking chat?
It
The
is.
Eight of Stars, the Necromancer. This card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancient will help you better understand your enemy. I see a woman that hangs above a roaring fire, yet shrouded in darkness. Well, it's not that. Oh, this card tells of a powerful force for good and protection, a holy symbol bound in light and love. Look to a place of magical intoxication in wood and sand the treasure hides. Don't know about that part, but this has got to be the symbol of light and love. It's a wedding dress, right?
And that's
It sounds
definitely
like the
what it
winery
is.
to me.
Like, just for it's called the Wizard of Wines Winery.
I
That's
literally
just
forgot we
vague
were.
enough to be right.
You can tell I'm tired because I literally forgot we were going to a winery. Literally, I just said the winery like 2 minutes ago.
Go to bed. All right. But just
Okay,
with
good
that, just
night.
remember to keep track of those things now that we're actually getting into stuff.
Mm.
Do we think he's any of the fucking magic guys, the prophecy guys?
So the first three are about items that will help you against Strahd.
Yeah, there's the mourner, the innocent, evil's bride who walks new life. That's Irina, duh. The executioner, the brother of evil's bride. That's Irina's brother. The martyr, no, unless he's like a holy soldier, but he isn't aimless. He's got aims. Find the silly man with his sillier monkey. That's Van Helsing. The broken one, your greatest ally, suffers greatly and knows nothing. Find him where the stones are his only company. The old guy was like hanging out by a river. Ghost, a fell knight of a fallen order. He lingers within a dead dragon's lair. Haven't anything like that. And a man of death will forsake his dark cause to serve your cause. Beware, for his hands may be swift, his soul is rotten. Okay, and we know who that is. So
You also know, and I'll remind you because you guys did bring this up in discussion. I'll tell you this: you guys have guessed it. The mourner, you've not gotten it correct. But you have met the martyr. It's been a minute. Yes, who rode off into the middle distance after he had an idea and has not been seen since.
I don't remember that at all.
He's our friend, though. He'll be fine. He's a skeleton that was just riding.
That session, I believe you.
Valaki.
I would say the mourner could be the sheriff, but he didn't recently lose someone close to him. He lost her a while ago. They were children.
But yeah, just keep an eye on that now that we're getting into sort of we are now that we are here at Krezg, we are officially, we'll put it this way, we are officially moving into the mid game. We are done the early game, so now we're getting into plot.
Holy shit.
We're in the mid game now.
Act 2, baby.
Yeah, no, pretty much as you ended the day, it was the end of Act 1. We are moving firmly into Act 2 now.
Yay.
They're really
5 million
It really
years.
it fits with my head canon of them all like walking out of the thing in slow motion, like the Fellowship of the Ring, you know, when they all head out.
We're not what we literally all riding horses. Everyone gets off their horses. Harold is
No,
like,
you guys decided to leave the horses behind.
oh right. Oh, fuck. Okay, fine. We're riding the stupid horses.
With that.
Night, team.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Bye. Bye, recording.